Hi, my name is Cydnee Sanders. I use she, her pronouns. I currently live outside of Houston, Texas, the United States. I am multiracial, or identify as multiracial because I have ancestors who are from Africa, Native American, and Europe. And a huge part of my identity is being Louisiana Creole. If you know anything about New Orleans, Louisiana, that's kind of the center of Creole history, food, culture. If you ever go to New Orleans, I highly recommend trying some gumbo and beignets. They are very delicious. Right now, I'm on a personal journey to discover more of what does it mean to be multiracial and Creole. I don't know many other people like me, and being multiracial is a fairly isolating experience. And so I hope to start a project, maybe like a podcast or even a nonprofit of like discussion groups to really promote having more of these kinds of discussions. Possibly my favorite book is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, the South African comedian. If you haven't listened to the audiobook, he reads it himself, and I cannot recommend it enough. That was the first book I read by a multiracial person, and it means a lot to me for a lot of reasons. Plus, he's absolutely hilarious. I am a massive movie and TV show fan. I especially love fantasy and science fiction, like Harry Potter and Star Wars. I know entirely too much about Harry Potter. And I think both genres do such a great job of talking about controversial topics like racism, sexism, classism in an interesting and engaging way that encourages people to have conversations. And now that I'm finished with grad school, I want to read more Afrofuturism, that genre, because it means a lot to me to read books by women of color, and I especially want to read more written by Black women. And to escape real life, I love romantic comedies and Jane Austen too. In terms of my professional experience, two books that really influenced me to start teaching was I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai and A Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. Both showed me how critically important education is in changing the world. And Malala was actually the reason I first learned about the UN's Global Goals for Sustainable Development. I partnered with a youth organization in Minnesota, and they created a curriculum based on Malala and other Nobel Peace Prize winners, which inspired me to then create my own and eventually apply to grad school. Now, I wrote about my master's research in my cover letter, so I won't repeat too much here. But about that same time, I learned that the Peace Boat also uses the UN's global goals, and I knew I had to find a way to teach with the GET program. Experience and passion is what I can give to the GET and Peace Boat programs. You'll see in my resume that I have been teaching part-time and full-time for the past 4.5, almost 5 years. And I have tried to work in the global goals and other justice-centered curriculum in every class that I teach. However, workplaces and bosses have really tried to restrain my equity work, which is really frustrating. And what draws me the most to the Peace Boat is y'all's teaching philosophy. This is the first job application where I don't have to worry that I don't get the job because I'm calling out colonialism and in English, right? And that, or ideologies like standard English and what it is to be a native speaker, that they're based on archaic ideas. I really respect that y'all aren't afraid to call out language injustices or the power imbalances that happen in the traditional classroom. I do not believe as a teacher I am the expert in the room. I definitely learn just as much from learners, if not more, right? And my favorite thing about teaching is having deep conversations with learners from all over the world about something they really care about. And I know y'all also see the classroom as an equitable space, which is why I would love to teach on the Peace Boat. With GET, I believe I can finally be my true self in the classroom, have conversations with participants and other teachers who see the world for what it can be, and know that education is the way that we get there, like I believe. Thank you.